Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jeffrey Darty, the Christian Whistleblower, and I've made the first step of the move uh, into our new dedicated studio. So tonight it's the return of the Lion, just for the moment, because I just didn't feel like taking everything down when I'm going to try to cover it up with acoustical tiles. Anyway, and I wanted to bring you something interesting. I think it's something that's happening tonight, and someone told me about it, and I owe an apology to Sandra. I got involved in doing the changing over the studio and forgot all about our appointment. So I have no excuse. I have to apologize to Sandra. I'm going to call her personally, and I just don't know what happened. I totally blew it off. Totally slipped my mind because I was moving this. Had to move my bedroom out there, move this in here. No excuse. And I do offer sincere apology to Sandra, wherever she may be. I'm sorry, and I will make it up to you. I wanted to bring you news of something that there she is. I'm so sorry. I started moving. I totally forgot. I picked up my phone, and as soon as I saw the message, I'm like, oh no. And there's no excuse for that. It's unprofessional, and I apologize profusely. And I will make it up to you. Hello, Eric from Minnesota. I'm glad to see you here, brand new. Nice to see you. Sandra, you're too nice. And I do owe you one. That was my bad, totally completely. I don't know how the sound is. I didn't get the camera put in that I usually use. So we're going off the old Mac camera. We got the old Lion in the background. But I wanted to point this out to you. Someone pointed it out to me today. I'd never heard of it before. And from what I understand, it's called, and it seems to me to be very interesting. Let me find it again. It's called the Midnight Culmination of the Pleiades. The Midnight Culmination of the Pleiades, or the Pleiades, right? Pleiades. It starts at 7:30 Eastern time. Unfortunately, it's very cloudy here in Florida. It's an annual occurrence that has portended doom since antiquity, known in the Middle Ages as the Witches' Sabbath. I've had a hard time finding any information about this occurrence. The Witches' Sabbath is a meeting of those who practice witchcraft and other rites. The Witches' Sabbath, and this is obviously tied to this action and movement of the Pleiades. I think they're called the Pleiades. Pleiades. I think it's Pleiades. My apologies, but I can't find anything about the portents of doom or anything of that nature. I'm not doubting that it is portents of doom. I'm not doubting that it is something that people think is bad and etc. But I just can't find any information on it being portents of doom. But it does look like it's very, very interesting and a very, very cool thing to take a look at. So let's look at the information about it. And I want to share this with you. And it's the Pleiades, or the Seven Sisters. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is probably the Pleiades right there. But anyway, they're pointing at the Pleiades. And it's the tiny misty dipper of stars known as the Pleiades, or the Seven Sisters. That image is from Mumbai, India. But it's the star cluster is called Krithika in India. You've heard Heidi talk about Krithika. And that photo was taken near Mumbai. The event was a stargazing night to see the Leonids and also know about galaxies, constellations, and stars. November is actually the month of the Pleiades. So I wonder if anybody that believes in those people have talked with them this month, because this is their month. And on November nights, the Pleiades shines from nightfall until dawn. It's low in the east at nightfall, low in the east, so that way for me. And then high overhead around midnight and low in the west before dawn, located by the bright star Aldebaran this evening or any evening soon. You can view the Pleiades with the unaided eye, or you can get out a telescope like Wayne Steiger has. It's one of the most recognizable star patterns in the sky. I also forgot to eat today. My stomach's reminding me. It is what is today? Tuesday? It's a normal fast day, so nothing to worry about. In fact, people in the Northern Hemisphere mistake the Pleiades for the Little Dipper, but it's farther north in the sky's dome. Uh-oh, the sky's dome. We got controversy. Now, this is what they look like. These are the Pleiades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, there's at least 7 of them. There they are. It's a cluster of stars. And it's very pretty, isn't it? It's also called the Seven Sisters. But if you use only your eyes, you're only going to see 6 of them. Some Greek legends explore what happened to the missing sister, sometimes called the lost Pleiad. Now, the interesting thing is on November 21, which is today, the Pleiades cluster culminates. It reaches its highest point in the sky at midnight. So I've got fingers crossed that it will be clearing off. And at midnight, I'll be able to go out and see this culmination of the Pleiades. Now, historically, this midnight culmination was very significant to ancient and primitive peoples. Some of these Pleiades midnight celebrations still linger into the present, such as the Druid rite of Halloween, although the midnight culmination date for the Pleiades advances over the long course of time. The date of Halloween has remained fixed by tradition. So I guess if we were being traditional, we would move the date of Halloween with the date of this event. So this event, I guess, historically marked real Halloween. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, exactly 1 month, well, October 31st, so 21 days late, we come to real Halloween, especially if you are a Druid believer, a traditional Druid believer. So we really should have Halloween move along with the culmination of the Pleiades. We should petition President Trump and make sure that Halloween is moved to its proper place. And this is what it's going to look like. I sure hope I get to see it, because that looks beautiful, doesn't it? It looks amazing. It does look like it's a portent of things. So there you have it. Watch for the sky's most celebrated star cluster, the Pleiades, a tiny, misty, dipper-shaped star cluster adorning the sky all night long on these November nights. This is from Earth Sky. And tonight, you'll be able to see it at its highest height. And it's going to recede the rest of the month. But I would encourage you to go out and look for the Pleiades and take advantage of your ability to see their culmination. And it might be, with all of the interest, and I guess he is pointing at this, with all of the interest of the ancient peoples, it might be a really good idea to do some meditation, to do some thoughtful exercise as you're viewing the midnight culmination of the Pleiades. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, your friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower. And let's go ahead and go back into the chat room and see what we have to see. I don't know if you can still see me, because it shows that my screen is all black, but oh, it looks like it froze up. I hope you can still hear me. But hey, it looks like you can still hear me, so I'm not sure why the video froze up. Let's try to stop, and let's try to start again and see if it happens. There we go. But at any rate, I am running on Wi-Fi. That's the only thing. I haven't been able to get my other connection into here. So we're on Wi-Fi. So that might cause some little dealios. But here we go. Let's look at the questions in the chat room about the midnight culmination of the Pleiades. Hello to you in Calgary. Hello again to Sandra D. And many apologies. I owe you a big one. Rocker Chick, the sound is good, thankfully. She knows where to find me, and she will be finding me. on December 10th. Sandra D. Already confirmed for the extravaganza of enlightenment. Stick around, Eric from Minnesota. You won't regret it. Thank you. Violet Flames here. The Bible mentions the Pleiades. Yes, it does. Gods and goddesses in training here. Absolutely. Fascinated with the universe. That's because it is fascinating, Eric. There's no doubt about it. Native Americans have the story about the 7 sisters and the 7 brothers. Oh, that's interesting. Sandra points out a really good point, because I didn't remember this, but she's exactly right. On Sunday, when I had Trisha Gelder on the show, she said that today, Tuesday, would be a number 6 day, which is a day of rearranging and changing. And I didn't even recognize that, Sandra. You're so right. Here I am being urged, or at least nudged by the power of the numerology of the day to come and do a rearranging. And I literally, this was my bedroom. So I moved the bed and the furniture that was in here all the way out into what was the studio, and then moved a couch and all of this equipment back in here. And it's going to be a little bit more cost and work than I thought, but when we get it done, it will be much better. I closed the door. The cat doesn't come in. I think once I get the flooring down, I think those rubber floorings work really well, they say. And they call them the eggshell things up on the walls. It's going to be much improved sound for you. And as I go on to shortwave radio, it's going to be important even more to have good sound as well. So it's $60 a week for the shortwave radio broadcast. If you want to exclusively sponsor that broadcast, we will let you know. Like, for example, if Lee Veltman wanted to sponsor the broadcast, I would say it's the Christian Whistleblower broadcast brought to you by Lee Veltman, and he might do it. Or if someone wanted to help sponsor it's about $600 or $700 to fix up the whole room. We would name it the Lee Veltman, or the who else did I have to block? Let me see. The Chris Monet Christian Whistleblower Studio, live from the Chris Monet Christian Whistleblower Studio. If someone like that wanted to give, and we would certainly give you sponsoring rights of it. So anyway, are we from the Pleiades? I'm not, but some of you might be. I'm interested in what Lauren asked. Does anyone here communicate with the Pleiadians? Happy Halloween, says Katrina. Happy real Halloween. Nana Magic says that some Australian Aboriginals say they come from the Pleiades. So this is really Halloween. Oh no, someone might die tonight in a ritual. Come on, rocker chick. Let's have a little, oh, that's optimism. Okay. Or sarcasm, not pessimism. In the I am is the 7 sacred weeks. Not sure what that means. Some people may not know, so I was just answering. That has appeared on the back of my forearm. That's interesting. It is full of stars. Had a little jump here. Where'd it go? Yep. I was frozen. Indeed, I'm now thawed. I have some crazy stories to tell about his life. He had a 4-foot orb at his bedside when he was 14. Eric, that sounds very, very interesting. Good information. Thanks, Jeff. Thank you to Tim. Crystal ball, not ready to go yet. Ask the rods if there's going to be an event in New York City during the Macy's parade. I don't have the rods in here yet. They haven't made the move, so I won't be able to do that, unfortunately, during this edition. And what was your dream? Number 6 is all about house and home and relationships. So I got my house and my home in order. Too bad you can't broadcast from the Beaver. I could. It's just a long way over there. And we're going to remove this F-bomb. No F-bombs, please. It is a family show. Isn't Lee the guy that Rex likes to call out? Yeah, that's because Lee was being anyway, he's blocked. But the part I recall most is that some type of mayhem occurred during the parade. Oh, it was a dream. Hopefully it wasn't a prophecy. I'm learning to use the crystal ball now. I haven't started with the crystal ball yet. I just bought it. It takes a while to get it warmed up. It takes a while to get it going. And I'm going to definitely start using it, but it does take a little bit. Lauren has her own ideas on the I don't know why I have trouble with that word, the Pleiadians, but she hasn't fantasized or finalized anything yet about the Pleiadians, like the Canadians, only the Pleiadians. So anyway, there you go. I'm going to be out there looking tonight, hopefully be able to find them. Eric said he's had visits from the Greys, visits from angels, visits from demons, stuff that scared the you-know-what out of him. Well, Eric, I hope that you've got yourself to the place where you're able to get rid of those things and to send them on their way, because we certainly don't want you to be subject to any of these problems. I don't know if Lauren wants to share any of her ideas about the Pleiadians, but she's certainly welcome to do so. Eric can share some of his ideas about what happened to him. Deanne says she's been told by numerous people that she has a Pleiadian soul. I'm not sure what that means. Could I do a show from the Clearwater Aquarium? I don't like the Clearwater Aquarium, but that's another story. But my sister works there, volunteers there. She, helps out with winter and all them. So, yeah, I could, but I probably won't. They made some bad decisions, I think, with local politics. Barbara Handclough has amazing books on the Pleiadians. Big Teddy Smooth's going to go out tonight and check it out. It's in the Eastern Sky at dark, which it's dark here now, and you can start looking up. And tonight's the night it is the highest in the sky. Eric says he was taken once by an entity. I hope that they returned you without any harm. And Rocker Chick says she knows 2 people that don't have any souls. She's 99.9% sure. Wow, that's very interesting. How do you deal with those? The plans are, Denise Marie, to stream the event on December 10th, probably on a few different channels. So that's the plan. We're going to have to try to set up some hotspots with our phones, and hopefully it will work. I'm not sure how I feel about all these Pleiadian messages and all this and that. It really bothers me. It really bothers me, to be frank with you. So I'm not about to embrace the Pleiadian message just yet. It's just not my thing. It is just not my thing. Just not my thing. Do you think sociopaths have no soul? Some don't have any souls. Some probably do have souls. How would you know if you're a Pleiadian or not? I'm not sure how to answer that. Why are you checking PS out? Because I want to. I don't share everything that I do and why, but I have my reasons. Clearwater Stream, yay, we're hoping to do so. I've experienced way too much sleep paralysis. Violet Fame Cryon, who's a channel being, says that the Pleiadians are the ones who seeded humans on the earth. Every person seems to have the exact same story about them. No, I'm not getting pink eye. I have a pterygium on my eye. It's always been there, at least as long as I can remember. Do you think Barbara Marcianak is right? I don't even know who she is, so I can't say whether she's right or not. I will be on the Power Hour radio show next week. We're not sure exactly what day. I'll let you know. That's a national top 10 radio show. We'll be talking about the prophet Daniel and his predictions of the rise of AI. And now my eyes bother me. The rise of AI and its attempts to achieve divinity and the ultimate victory of humanity over it. Looking forward to that. I've got a pterygium on that eye. It's basically like from the sun, and it would have left a worse mark to cut it out. So I just left it. I believe it's on this eye. It makes it look pink, but no, I don't have pink eye. If it doesn't resonate with me, I don't listen to it. So, and I would have to say no right now. I don't agree with her 55 Porter. I haven't given it a whole lot of thought, but no, it does not resonate with me. But that's just my opinion. And Cryon, I haven't looked at. I'm not huge on channeling. But there you go. That is my opinion, and take it for what it's worth. Take it, leave it. Eric had an out-of-body experience that still scares him. He was in a bright room with an angel on his right, a dark spirit on his left. They had me sign my name with a glowing pen. Eric, if it were me, I would bind and break any covenant or anything that I did with that signature. I would regain my sovereignty, my freedom, my divinity. I would not allow that to stand as is. This is just me to you. Take it for what it's worth, bro to bro. I would rebuke, I would cancel, I would abrogate, and I would proclaim my freedom from anything that I did or signed on that day with that light pen. I would not allow that to stand, but that's just me. Violet Flame says it could be a program, but trust your own experience. She's not saying the Pleiadians aren't real, but she thinks a lot of what we know about them is a program or an illusion. I'm very much in line with you, Violet Flame. Wish you could come down for the December 10th. Just wondering, because you said you're not from the Pleiadians. I know that I'm from Mars. Tell us if you see movement in the constellation. I like to see stars moves. I will, Sandy. I definitely will. I've heard some messages. They're all interesting. 55. Where'd he go? He says that he's heard some messages. They're all interesting, but they are all hoaxes. He doesn't believe any of it. I'm kind of with the vibe of this. Whoops, sorry. I'm with the vibe of this chat room tonight. I'm not buying what they're selling at this point. Can you have Heidi compare John Hogue and Nostradamus charts? I think she's probably done it, but I'm convinced, and I wasn't convinced, but I'm convinced that Mr. Hogue is a reincarnation of Nostradamus, and he said he's going to come on this show with me, but we're having a hard time nailing down a date. Denise Marie keeps saying her birthday almost every hour. That's interesting. They spoke about that before. Oh, they spoke about that before? Okay. When you get the rods, can you do a poll to see how many of us are from Mars or the Pleiades? My life hasn't been the same since. Good. Please bind that, break that, recuse, not recuse, but yeah, break anything and everything that you did. That's just and you're a she. Okay. So, dude to chick then. Sleep paralysis is no joke. Scotty Roberts says he's from Cincinnati. I'm also very skeptical about channeling. The Muslims say angle on the right, devil on the left, or angel on the right. Negative. And John Hogue has the kindest spirit. I have sleep paralysis twice in 2 years. The Pleiadian message I've heard says it's a message of absolute truth. That's another bad sign from me. Stephen, Heidi told me that I was from Mars. It resonated with me. I asked the rods, and they said yes, I'm from Mars as well. So I'm convinced, and I believe that I am from Mars. Sandra says that anything that wants attachment, people, places, or ideas, she's begun to be leery of, and I agree with her 100%. She found 3 pennies in different places in public, all with her husband's birth year on them. He passed recently. Barbara not D'Angelo. I'm just looking at Sandy's name. Barbara DeLong says that it's very common for those that have passed to communicate to you with pennies. So among wolves, I would say that you have been contacted by your recently deceased. April, it rolls off the tongue, while Pleiades is hard to say. It is. And I'm still not sure if I'm saying it correctly or incorrectly, but there you go. Tomorrow night is Wednesday. We have Wayne Steiger with us on Wednesday for the midweek report. On Thursday, we have Scotty Roberts and I for our great show. And last week, the emotional meatball, Rocky Stucci, shut up, said that he was going to be with us on Thursday. So I hope that he does come through with that. And I think I scheduled something on Friday. And this Saturday, I've got a very interesting show with, I believe her name is Black Wolf Siren, talking about goth culture, talking about feminine empowerment, talking about shut up. Oh, Rocky's in the room. I didn't see Rocky in the room, but let me give you a little preview. She also creates clothing. Let me see if I can pull up this preview really quickly. Black Wolf Siren, supposed to be with me, I believe, on Saturday. And there she is. Glam, goth, pagan, sacred, and enchanting. That's from her own website. That looks like it'll be a very interesting conversation. I believe she is a self-avowed witch. She's a clothing designer, and she is talking about goth culture and taking it back from the dark side, talking about being pagan, talking about, of course, sacred lifestyles, and also enchanting. I pulled that off of her website. So looking forward to talking with her on Saturday night. And again, Rocky Stucci. Oh, I didn't even share that with you, I don't think. Let's try it one more time. Here we go. Here is Black Wolf Siren. All those things I just said. This is the lady. Looking forward to having her on Saturday night. I believe 7 p.m. my time, Eastern time, but I'll give you more information before we kick that show off. So great shows this week. Black Wolf Siren on Saturday. I think somebody on Friday, but I think it might be the author of the tremendous comic book, Prince of Pieces. Remember that? Zombie Jesus? I believe he's on Friday night. Thursday night, Scotty Roberts and Rocky Stucci. And then that's Thursday night. And then Wednesday night, Wayne Steiger. And tonight, we'll probably come back and do some more of our Charlie Manson Death of the Boogeyman series. So a bunch of great stuff coming up, a bunch of interesting stuff coming up, a bunch of powerful stuff coming up. So we want you to be here. We want you to enlighten yourself. We want you to share and like. And please, if you have not subscribed, I want you to subscribe. Well, Scotty Rocky said he was coming on with us. I figured you guys live in the same city. You might work it out. I'll get with him before Thursday. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, your friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower, trying to bring you to water, hoping that you'll drink, bring you to some objective information, hoping that you might think. I think we got about half of our spots left. We have to cap it hard at 100. I believe we're just over 50. So if you go to jeffreydaugherty.com and put in your information, make your donation, pay for your spot. You will also get a PDF of your Vedic astrology chart from Heidi Vandenberg. I will do your numerology, and I may ask Trisha if she'd be interested in doing your numerology and sending you a PDF as well. So you're going to get far more than $50 worth of information, because I think both of those ladies will their time is worth probably 100 each. So you're getting a really great value. Plus you get at least 4 great seminars, a guided meditation, an extravaganza of enlightenment. We'll be doing all types of divination work with you and for you on that day. And we still may have another great surprise guest. So please come on down December 10th, 2017. I want you to be here. It's actually $50 now, Rocker Chick. $50 is the new price for the extravaganza of enlightenment. $50 per person, and a steal at that amount. So please come on down. Bring your daughter with you. She'd enjoy herself, Rocker Chick. And we would really look forward to seeing all of you. I'll be back later on tonight. We're going to talk more about, and this just gets stranger and stranger with the death of the boogeyman. The whole Charlie Manson setup, ladies and gentlemen. We were set up from day one. If you haven't listened to those, there's 3 videos out there. This will be number 4. Please check those out. It will change the way that you look at the world, and it will give you that grain of salt that you need to look at all things through a different lens. So I don't think it'll be 2 a.m. April. And then those of you that were watching last night, you saw that in the middle of our show, one of my neighbors came over and banged on my door and hollered at me because it was 12:30 and I was in full voice, as they say. So that made me realize that it's time to put in the soundproofing. It's time to set up an actual real studio, especially as we go on shortwave radio. We want to do it right. The goth lady should be very, very interesting. Her name is Black Wolf Siren. I'm looking very forward to talking with her. I bought a shirt from her shop. She's got some really cool shirts. Let me show you real quickly before we go. And I'll show you the shirt that yours truly purchased. blackwolfsiren.com. And she has all this kind of stuff. And so what I purchased this shirt right here, the Triskelion men's shirt. I think that's a dandy looking shirt. And I saw that it shipped. So if everything worked right, I might be wearing that shirt as we talk to Black Wolf Siren. She's also promised that she's going to send me one of her signature shirts. And I told her if she sent it to me, I would wear it on some of the programs and give her some props. So you may see me wearing one of these, rocking one of these kits right here. I'll tell you the truth, ladies and gentlemen. If these weren't sold out, dude, I think I could see me rocking these right here. Oh, yeah. I think I could see me rocking these right here. Sold out. Damn it. I'm serious. I would wear these. I would totally wear these. I wouldn't wear them with shorts. I'd wear them with my jeans. I would totally wear these boots. These things look super cool to me. And I'm going to ask her, look at that, how nice and plush they are inside. I'm going to ask her to get some of these back in stock because I will definitely buy me some of these. I've always liked chunky shoes. Since we're in my former bedroom, see, these are the kind of shoes that I normally would wear. So that's not much of a stretch from those to these, is it? Dude, I totally want to wear those shoes. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Could I rock those boots? It's not too far from these, right? It was so funny. I'll tell you the story and then we'll go. We were watching the Super Bowl that year that U2. Well, I bought these boots. I bought these chunky boots. And my kids were giving me hell. Those are ugly. Those are terrible. Those are horrible. And we sat down to watch the Super Bowl that year. And out comes Bono to sing. And guess what Bono's wearing? My exact damn shoes. It was one of the great moments of my life. I was up in my kid's face. See, Bono's wearing my boots. It was so hilarious. So anyway, you didn't care about that, but I thought it was funny, and I will totally rock those boots if Black, excuse me, Wolf Siren gets them back in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, go out tonight, see the midnight culmination of the Pleiades, and do a little meditation. Ask yourself, what should I be focusing on? What should I learn? And get ready for some more Charles Manson stuff tonight. Get ready for some Wayne Steiger stuff tomorrow, some Scotty Roberts and Rocky Stucci stuff the next day, some Pieces, Prince of Pieces stuff the day after that. And on Saturday, some Black Wolf Siren stuff. We got some really good stuff coming up, really powerful stuff coming up. And I think being in this room makes me talk a little quieter and not use my voice so much. So I think it's going to be good for all that are involved. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I hope that you will unindoctrinate yourself. I hope that you will guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, and be your own guru. And I hope that you will stay fearless, my friends. Use your inside voice. Exactly, Rocker Chick. It's that 20-year stupid Pentecostal preacher voice that keeps sneaking back in. But stay fearless, my friends. Ask questions, question answers. And I salute all of you because you're here for one reason and one reason only, and that is to unindoctrinate yourself.